Batman Curse of the White Knight issue 5 sees Gotham mourn the passing of James Gordon, holding a funeral for the murdered detective in the streets. One of the reporters covering the event says the city has lost their way and become too politically divided, but today Gotham unites over the pain of Jim's death. At the funeral, Dick notices that Bruce isn't there, and the crippled Barbara calls him a coward for not showing up. Bruce meanwhile dives deep into the Gotham reservoir, finding the old St. Dumas church and village. Later he arrives at the GTO to a very angry Bullock, who demands to know why Batman wasn't at Jim's funeral, since he is the reason he died. Renee tries to stop him, since technically Bullock and Barbara went rogue, and now she's in a wheelchair because of it, and she's thinking of suspending him for it. Batman says that he's right, he should have been there, and he's sorry he wasn't, but he tells them to move forward by focusing on the work, since he has some new files for them. Going inside, Batman reveals that Gotham began as a very small village on the coast, and he confirmed the journal was right, and the village wasn't on the edge of a bay, it was in what is now Gotham Reservoir. He says that someone tried to erase the early history of the town, and that someone was Edmund Wayne, who after Arkham died broke his promise to the church, not giving Bakar half of Gotham, instead killing the man. As Lord of Gotham, he used the villagers to purge the valley and turn it into a port, erasing all evidence of the Church of St. Dumas by damming the river and flooding the valley. Those that couldn't afford to leave were resettled in what is now Backport, as Edmund redrew the coastline and began a new settlement thanks to the money he got from the East India Trading Company. Bruce says that this is the truth behind the Wayne fortune, and Joker sent Azrael after him and revived the descendant of Bakar to expose the cover-up and destroy Wayne's legacy. Duke wonders how this could all be true, and Batman reveals that he has receipts and documents from the 1700s that show parcels of land that didn't exist previously. Bullock is frustrated by all this slow detective work, as Renee says that they now have a motive, and Dick and Duke wonder why Joker during his interrogation gave Bruce a clue to all of this. Batman takes his leave, saying that it wasn't from the Joker, it was from Jack. Batman goes to see Harley, who says her first glimpse of Jack Napier was a cry for help written on a 3 of diamonds card, just like the ones on Harley's costume. She says she wore the 3 of diamonds design as a way to remind herself that no matter what, Jack Napier was alive, but she failed to help him with the pills she designed, meaning that Joker was right, and she always was the victim. Batman thinks that he's wrong, and Harley came out of it stronger than ever and beat him, since Jack is alive and trying to reach out, and she needs to try again. Harley doesn't know if it'll work, but Batman says that this time she won't be alone, but he's not going with her, her children will be. Heading to New Arkham, Harley meets with Joker, who wants to know where Batman is, upset to learn that he isn't coming. Joker says that he always thought that Harley was boring and kept her around because it made him more funny. He wonders why she would risk bringing her children there, since he could easily escape and kidnap them, but Harley knows he won't, because Jack won't let him. Joker laughs, loving the hopeful look on Harley's face, and maybe he was wrong about her. Maybe she is funnier than he gave her credit for. Harley says goodbye to Jack, saying she loves him, and as she goes to leave, Jack returns, saying he loves her as well. At the GTO, DNA from Jim's bullet he hit Azrael with has come back from the lab, revealing the masked killer is Jean-Paul Valley, a Green Beret veteran. Duke managed to get classified files on the man from a friend, learning that he was part of the Blood Angels, a special forces unit made up of some real tough soldiers. Renee knows these guys are getting provided major hardware like weapons, so she will check local military surplus and weapon depots to see if anything has gone missing. Duke also reveals that Jean-Paul has a terminal cancer, as Jack meanwhile meets with Harley again, this time out in the open and surrounded by guards. Jack says that their children are beautiful and shocked to learn that Batman helped deliver them, ironically happening in the place where Joker was born. Harley wants to know where Azrael is, but Jack doesn't remember, only knowing of a flaming sword. He tries to remember, and suddenly he sees the sword is in an old church with a stained glass window. He knows it to be St. Jerome's Chapel in Old Gotham. Harley asks him about the message on the wall in Laffy's cell, and he remembers that, saying that he can tell her, but she can't tell Batman since it would destroy him. Ruth meanwhile meets with Jean-Paul, telling her that they are ending their arrangements since he's become a liability. Ruth says that he was paid to quietly eliminate Batman and replace him, not wreak havoc all over Gotham with a flaming sword he got from some psycho. Jean-Paul quotes from Revelations, so Ruth says that if they can't be civil, then they will do it his way, as Bane suddenly attacks Jean-Paul. Ruth doesn't understand why Joker wanted a sick homeless Jesus freak to go after someone like Batman, and so she hired Bane to take over when he inevitably failed. Jean-Paul shoots at Bane, but he uses his venom to smash Jean-Paul down, grabbing him and planning on breaking him. But the arriving Gabriel cuts Bane's venom tubes, crippling the mercenary and allowing Jean-Paul to retrieve his sword, saying that mercenaries are prideful and often leave themselves exposed. He cuts Bane's head off, getting Gabriel to bring him Ruth and getting her to lay on a table. He puts his sword on top of her, saying that there is a special napalm inside the sword's scabbard, which when a button is pushed is ignited, and he doesn't push the button, there is no flames, but the sword is still coated in the napalm, and it can be set off with the tiniest spark, like the candle he balances on the sword and on Ruth. He demands a list of clients and the names of the elite, and Ruth soon gives in. At New Arkham, Bruce picks up Harley, hoping she got through to Jack. Harley reveals that she knows where Azrael was found, but doesn't reveal the information about the message on the wall. But Jack will try and learn what it was. Bruce wonders if they can trust him as they drive off, unaware that the Arkham gate guard has been killed. Azrael, now wearing his new and improved Batsuit, arrives at Arkham, killing all of the villains before stopping at Joker's cell. Joker wonders how the man got past security, and Jean-Paul says they let him walk right in, since after all, he is Batman. Batman Curse of the White Knight issue 5 continued the solid storytelling by diving into the detective work as Batman and co track Azrael. I love the amount of detective work this issue had, and Batman's need to throw himself into the work in order to not just try and ignore the fact that James Gordon is dead, but also honor the man, since that's exactly what Jim would do. The book's version of Harley Quinn continues to be my favorite version of the character, since it's so wildly different and unique and actually does something quite awesome with the character, and I'm enjoying seeing her trying to help Jack again and get through to the man inside the Joker. It's really compelling stuff. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10.